On a bustling street, somewhere in Capernaum, the air was thick with the sound of voices and multitudes of eager feet following Jesus. He was surrounded by a crowd so dense that it seemed impossible for anyone to move freely. But in the midst of this multitude, there was a fragile and tired woman who had decided enough was enough. For 12 long years, she had endured the pain and humiliation of an illness that robbed her of her strength and dignity. The issue of blood had isolated her from society, made her unclean in the eyes of her community. This left her feeling excluded, forgotten, and unworthy. She had spent all her money seeking cures, visiting countless physicians, but they had offered her no hope. Instead of getting better, her condition grew worse. That day, desperation mingled with unwavering faith gave her courage. She had heard of Jesus, how he was healing many of various diseases. She heard of his compassion for the afflicted, and she believed that he could also restore her. So, she told herself, "If I could only touch the hem of his garment, I will be healed." With determination burning in her heart, she pressed forward through the massive crowd. Her fingers trembled as she reached out, but her faith pushed her every movement. Finally, in a fleeting moment, she touched his garment. Suddenly, the blood flow stopped. Strength returned to her weary body. She felt the burden lift, the illness vanished. She was healed, not just physically, but spiritually as well. Jesus paused. He turned to the crowd and asked, "Who touched me?" His disciples, puzzled by the question, replied, "Lord, you see the people thronging against you, and yet you ask, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, trembling with awe and fear, stepped forward and knelt before him. She told him her story, her years of suffering, and her instant healing. Looking at her with kindness, Jesus said, "Take heart, daughter, your faith has healed you." At those words, her heart flooded with peace, a peace she hadn't known in years. Her life was transformed, and her faith was rewarded. This story inspires us to believe that God's power to heal and restore is available to whoever dares to believe, like she did. Even after 12 years of despair, time was and is still no limiting factor to God's restorative power.